crazy.
Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Item 2, roll call.
Nelson?
Here.
Orison?
Here.
Larson?
Here.
Wunschel?
Here.
Hanson?
Here.
Reed?
Here.
Moriarty?
Here.
Item 3 is the consent agenda. 3A is a motion to approve City Council minutes of February 1st, 2021. B, licenses, renewal of Class C liquor license with Sunday sales and outdoor service for Spencer Golf and Country Club. C is a motion to set the public hearing for the City of Spencer budget for the fiscal year July 1, 2021 through June 30, 2022 for proposed property tax levy with a hearing date of March 1st, 2021, 6:30 p.m. at the Council Chambers City Hall. Just a quick housekeeping note on that. That is to set the maximum levy rate, and then when we approve the final budget, that will actually set the levy rate, which will not be at that hearing. D is a motion to approve multi-residential tax abatement application for Windcrest Village 2. E is a motion to approve agreement with Okoboji Tree Specialists for tree removal and trimming for 2021 and 2022. And F is a resolution adopting final assessment schedule for the City of Spencer Substandard Housing Rehabilitation Project. First by Bill. Second by Tom. Questions or discussion on these items? Hearing none, vote by machine, please.
Nelson, I. Orison, I. Larson, I. Wunschel, I. Hanson, I. Reed, I. Moriarty, I.
Thank you. Item 4A is a motion to approve 12 temporary easement agreements for 2021 4th Street Overlay Project, and they are as follows. Glenn and Jean Lindeman, 907 West 4th Street. Steve and Lori Patrick, 821 West 4th Street. Robert and Sue Metcalf, 721 West 4th Street. Jacobson Homes Corporation, 402 West 4th Street, with a $200 compensation. Grace Methodist Church, 311 2nd Avenue West, no compensation. The Masonic Temple, 103 East 4th Street, $200 compensation. Cliff and Bonnie Hoover and Dennis Ladwig, 22 East 4th Street, with a $200 compensation. The old middle school building condo, 104 East 4th Street, with no compensation. Janet Myers, 123 East 4th Street, with a $200 compensation. And Matt Reuter, 201 East 4th Street, with a $200 compensation. Continued on the next page, Greg Reese, 303 East 4th Street, with a $200 compensation. And Scott and Stacy Pyle, 402 East 4th Street, with a $200 compensation.
I'll introduce that.
First by Donovan.
I'll second that.
Second by Ron. Discussion, questions on this?
Mayor, just for clarification, the first three there, I forgot to put the $200 compensation, but they are all at the 200.
Okay, the first three. So
Yes.
I'll read that with the amounts just so we're clear.
Thank you.
Glenn and Jean Lindeman, 907 West 4th Street, $200 compensation. Steve and Lori Patrick, 821 West 4th Street, $200 compensation. Robert and Sue Metcalf, 721 West 4th Street, $200 compensation, and the rest were read as they are printed.
Yep.
There's a first and there's a second. Discussion, questions? Sound like somebody was starting.
Yeah, why are some able to get compensated and others not, if that question's asked?
Ross, can you talk to that?
Good evening, everyone. As a reminder, these temporary construction easements for the construction of sidewalk in the intersection, sidewalk ramps, they all have to be updated as part of this project because there's federal money in the project. As part of that, we needed the temporary construction easements, and so we're required to offer compensation for those easements. There was an option on the easement form where the owner could either take the compensation or they could not take the compensation pretty much. So they could opt out of it. And those two that you see on the list just decided that they didn't want the compensation. So No reason behind it. It was offered to them, so.
Thank you, Donovan. Any other questions? All right, this is a motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The motion carries. Item 4B is a presentation of Certified Local Government Annual Report by Sharifa Jones, representing the Historical Preservation Commission.
Good evening. I know this is a new thing where the State Historic Preservation Office wants to have the mayor's approval off on our CLG report. This is not something that's a new report. I believe it's a report that, as a CLG, the city has had to submit since they have been a certified local government. So basically, the report includes information on the fact that we met 9 times in 2020. We typically do not meet the month of December and sometimes in July, depending on how vacations and things like that are aligning. A note to highlight is that we received a CLG grant to do the design guidelines for the downtown commercial historic district, and we are in the process of doing that. In fact, we're in the process of reviewing a draft from Berglund and Cram, who are they're the architecture firm, interior design firm that we hired from Mason City. And then also the certified local government report just kind of goes into detail as far as who the commission members are, their contact information, and then also any trainings that we attend throughout the year. It is a requirement that we attend trainings each calendar year just to stay up on different topics. So that's all I have.
Any questions for Sharifa? Well, thank you for all that you guys do. I know I was not at the meeting that the Mason City people came, but I participated via the web and thought it was very informational. Maybe 30, 35 people here, it seemed like. So.
Yep, we had about 35 people that attended that. Property owners, which is great, business owners as well, and then just interested citizens. And it was really well attended, and there was some great Q&A as well.
Yeah. So we appreciate all the time you and the whole commission put in.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you, Sharifa. 5, engineers report. Ross?
We need to.
Nope, sorry.
Approve
I missed
her
that
report.
motion, my
Yeah.
fault. 4B, the approval of the 2020 Certified Local Government Annual Report.
I'll make a motion to approve that.
First by Ron,
Second.
second by Lauren. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries. Item 5 now, engineers report. Ross?
Good evening again. Just a quick update on the 2021 4th Street overlay project. We did submit check plans to the DOT back in the first week of January. We haven't received comments back for that, so I believe we're going to be kicked into the June letting, which is going to be fine. I know there's definitely, we've talked to a couple contractors and they seem to be looking for work, and I think we're still going to fit in some schedules at that point too. So that's just an update for that job. We did have a pre-design conference with the FAA a couple weeks ago, and I know Jim's been starting to work on those joint ceiling projects on runway 1230, I believe, on that job. A few other things coming up will be the West Side sanitary sewer study, and also the storm sewer project out in that same area. So, any questions? Thank you.
Thank you, Ross. Item 6, city managers report. Amanda?
Right. Thanks, Mayor. I have a few things to report on. We've spent a lot of time together over the last couple of weeks, so as you all are aware, we've spent significant time as staff working through the budget and preparing for those meetings, as well as preparing for our goal-setting session last week. We also had our City Hall interior one-year walkthrough last week, and have a report from Cannon Moss that I will send out to everyone. Jobs Trust met last week and made an award of $21,000 to New Tech Rental. They're building a new facility. They're adding 7 jobs. So the city's portion of that will be $10,500, and that'll come out of our annual allocation that we provide to them. An update on the planning director and HR manager processes. So the HR manager position closes February 21st. To date, we have 7 applicants who have met, well, excuse me, we have 10 applicants who've met the minimum qualifications and 7 that will be advancing to screening next week. We may still receive some more. All of them are local to Iowa. One of them is out in California, but is originally from this area and would like to come back. The planning director position closes March 5th. Currently, we have 6 applicants, and I'll start screening later this week and early next week with them. COVID vaccination clinic happened on Friday, and they'll be doing those the next 2 Fridays in February, and then there are multiple dates in March. So be watching the hospital's webpage and Facebook page for more information on how to get signed up for that. Right now, they're still doing phase 1B, tier 1, so 65 and older with health conditions, first responders, teachers. Trying to think if there's anything else that I'm missing. I think that is it. Any questions for me? Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Amanda. Item 7, Mayor's Report, just a couple items. I want to read a press release from Spencer Municipal Utilities regarding the power demand. You might have heard the jet engine running downtown the last couple days. I did talk to Steve Pick today. It's a combination of the windmills, when it's this cold, all the way clear up through North Dakota, don't run. And so there's a deficit on the grid combined with drawing the demand for more draw during the cold as the heat and everything inside of buildings continues to run. And so they posted something on their website. I just wanted to read it so everybody also heard it at the council meeting. So the press release is as follows. The Southwest Power Pool, Spencer Municipal Utilities Regional Transmission Operator has issued an emergency electric power alert beginning at 12 o'clock a.m. Monday, February 15th for 48 hours, so 2 days. We are asking our customers to voluntarily reduce their use of electricity to minimize strain on the electrical grid. Please do not take any steps that endanger your own safety during this time. The widespread cold temperatures have led to high electrical demand across a large portion of the country. By reducing electric use, you are helping to mitigate the risk of possible power outages. On a side note, I did see that Northeast Nebraska will have some rolling blackouts and power outages. So, continuing with the press release, rolling brownouts or blackouts may happen if this gets worse. You may have heard our jet combustion turbine running over the weekend, and this was to help support the grid. We have started generating again today, Monday, February 15th, and we'll be generating for as long as support is needed. So just wanted to let the citizens be aware of that and why it's running. Planning and Zoning Commission, we're not taking action tonight, but there is an opening, and I wanted to announce that Liz Bonenkamp has agreed to serve on that, so you'll see her name on the next council meeting to fill that spot. I would like to take and schedule visits with all the council members. I've done a poor job the last year doing that. We were a little busy with COVID, but just want to sit down. The first year I was mayor, I did that. I sat down 15, 20 minutes with everybody, and I want to do it again, especially because we have a lot of new elected officials in the last year, over a year now. So I'll reach out to you or reach out to me, and we'll try to get together sometime over the next couple of weeks and talk about what you'd like to see done. Committee of the Whole, Amanda has requested a Committee of the Whole meeting to further discuss some budgetary options, and I wanted to honor that request and see if Monday the 22nd would work for you all. I don't think it will be a very long meeting. We've discussed, a lot of this in depth, but Amanda just wanted to have some follow-up prior to the votes.
What time? Yeah.
Flexible,
I've got a ball game I think I got to score at out of the high school, so on the Monday night, I think that's 6:30 or 7. So
6:30?
If we did it at 5 o'clock?
5? Does 5 o'clock work? You out of town? Does Tuesday work? Oh, you're out all week? All right. Well, if Tom's the only one, does Monday work for everybody else?
Did you say the 22nd?
22nd, 2/2.
Next week.
5 o'clock. Does that work, Lauren? Okay. Well, we'll send out an email, and if it doesn't, reply back. League of Cities, Mayor from Cherokee, Craig Schmidt, called me today to remind me they're hosting the League of Cities Thursday. I didn't know if anybody was interested in going down to that. I don't know the topic offhand. Do you remember?
Economic
Teresa?
development,
see it
wasn't
either.
it, or
Is it
something?
economic development?
I
Okay.
think I think Bill Anderson is from their economic.
No.
Cherokee.
Yeah. I can go. Is anybody else interested?
I'm interested, so I
Interested,
think I'll-
Ron?
I might
yeah.
be able to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll send an email around. Try to get
Try to go.
George. Okay. Been a while since we've been. I think the last one I've been to was here. A lot of them have gotten canceled, I think, between.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So.
and that was in October,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yep, last fall. That is what I have. Is there, yep, this Thursday. Yep. Are there any questions? All right. Just like to thank everybody over the last 2 months, all the time that we've put in for the budgetary process as well as the goal setting session that Amanda facilitated last week. I know this time of year can get a little crazy with meetings, but there's not a lot to do outside, so it's a good time in the upper Midwest to have those planning sessions.
And I think especially a shout out to the Finance Committee. They put a ton of time in that the rest of us on the council didn't have to put in as much on. So a special thanks to those three.
That is for sure. Item 8, council committee reports.
We have the Committee of the Whole next Monday at 5 PM, and then we have our regular city council meeting March 1st at 6:30 PM.
Item 9, I would entertain a motion to approve the bills and claims. First, strongly moved by Bill. Second by Tracy, with not as much vigor. Any discussion? All those in favor? All those opposed? Motion carries. Item 10, other business opportunity to address the council. Would anyone like the podium, microphone?
Carry on the tradition of Rich Prentice.
There you go.
Force it out there.
Very good. Anyone? All right, looks like we get to go eat supper early tonight. I would entertain a motion to adjourn. First by Tom, second by Donovan.
Waiting for you.
All those in favor? All those opposed? Motion carries. Have a great evening.
My wife will be delighted, it's our anniversary.
Is it?
Happy anniversary.